Hey guys, it's Dave. Hey, I've just been reading, was reading this book and came across this account of the martyrdom of Polycarp. And Polycarp has been one of my favorite stories as far as reading about martyrdom and all that. Just reading his story really struck a chord and has always been one of those ones that I found very fascinating and inspiring. And so I wanted to read this account. It's from a letter that was written around the second century, and it was a letter written by Christians, by a Christian, in sharing the story of Polycarp. And I'm not sure how widely distributed this letter was, but it is one that we have in literature, antiquities, and it's really neat. So I am going to read this to you guys, and hopefully you'll enjoy it and find it inspiring as well. The second document, another letter, comes from the hand of church leaders in Smyrna, modern Izmir, located on the western coast of Turkey. It tells the story of the martyrdom of a beloved bishop of Smyrna, Polycarp, who was executed in AD 155 at the age of 86. The letter extols Polycarp as a Christian witness, magnifies his courage, and shows that true martyrdom is a calling, not a choice. It lifts up Polycarp's death as a standard against which other martyrdoms should be measured. As the story goes, a mob whose thirst for Christian blood had already been whetted demanded the death of the leader of the church in Smyrna. Polycarp's friends advised him to withdraw from the city as if to test whether or not martyrdom was his divinely appointed destiny. So Polycarp withdrew to a farm for a few days, doing nothing else night and day but pray for all men and for the churches throughout the world, as was his constant habit. Officials tracked him down. Before surrendering, Polycarp welcomed them, offered them food, and prayed for them. Only then did he allow them to transport him to the city. Upon arrival, Polycarp was ushered into the arena, where a proconsul and an angry mob awaited him. The proconsul ordered Polycarp to deny Christ and swear to Caesar, which shows that Pliny's policy had become official. Polycarp refused, confessing that, as Christ had been faithful to him for so many years, he would be faithful to Christ. If you imagine that I will swear by Caesar's fortune, as you put it, pretending not to know who I am, I will tell you plainly, I am a Christian. The proconsul threatened to throw Polycarp to the beasts, but Polycarp retorted, call them. Do what you want. Meanwhile, Polycarp remained serene and calm, full of courage and joy. A crier then walked to the middle of the arena and announced 3 times over, Polycarp has confessed that he is a Christian. And the crowd, boiling with anger, charged, this fellow is the teacher of Asia, the father of the Christians, the destroyer of our gods, who teaches members of people not to sacrifice, who teaches numbers of people not to sacrifice or even worship. The enraged crowd demanded his death. Soldiers bound Polycarp to the stake, stacked wood around it, and set it on fire. Encircling him, the flames did not, and according to the account, could not consume him, as if held back by a protective curtain. Meanwhile, Polycarp prayed, I bless thee, because thou hast deemed me worthy of this day and hour, to take my part in the number of the martyrs in the cup of thy Christ. For resurrection to eternal life of souls and body, the proconsul then ordered execution by sword. After Polycarp's death, a public official requested that his body be disposed of secretly, so that Christians would be prevented from turning it into an object of veneration. Being ignorant that we can never forsake Christ, who suffered for the salvation of the world, of those who are saved, the faultless for the sinners, nor can we ever worship any other. Polycarp's death bore witness to Christ. There was an infinite difference between the two, one a martyr's death, and the other a Savior's. The story concludes by offering praise to Jesus, the one for whom Polycarp died. For we worship this one as Son of God, but we love the martyrs as disciples and imitators of the Lord, deservedly so, because of their unsurpassable devotion to their own King and teacher. That's it. I just found that very, very inspiring. And like I said, love the story of Polycarp. And I enjoy how the story is laid out in this second century letter. That's all for me. I'm out of here. Have a blessed evening, guys. Bye.